everybody. My name is Chris Wood. I am 52 years old. I am currently in Tyndanaga, Mohawk Territory. I am a 5-year revenge retaliation, full physical injure, torture, identity theft, victim, slave traffic, medical blacklist, kidnap, sex assault, false arrest, attempted murder victim for speaking OPP crimes since 2019, organized human trafficking, organized slave trafficking, identity thefts, frauds, framings, kidnapping, blood and piss forcing, medical blacklisting, file falsifications, treatment refusals, discriminations, lies, cover ups, time buying, time has been bought, damage is done, my identity theft is finished. I have been through full, serious skull deforming, lung and kidney damages, mutilations, while being accused of doing it to myself with 100% proof of how the fuck could I do it to myself. I am the victim of full physical identity theft by homosexual gang stalking cops, ex OPP chief, year 2019, drove a white Jeep Wrangler, sex offender, pedophile, slave trafficker, had me shot on the corner of Bridge and Center Street, August of 2019, before he left Napanee. Staff sergeants, years 2019, 2021, Shannon Cork, Dave Weiss, Robert Lucas, Stacy, a mental health worker, was Napanee Daily Tea Company in Napanee, now Kingston AMHS, and Shelley Hafner, Justice of the Peace. Doctors who are criminally and negligently involved to assure this, who falsified my medical files, who are criminally negligent. One doctor Margie V, aka Tatiana V, name and file falsifier, medical blacklister, the one that assured this, and girlfriend to Stacy. Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Barton, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Waldron, Dr. McGregor, Dr. Sue, Dr. Fardell, Dr. Ambimbola, triage nurses Terry, Tanya, David, a paladin security guard is involved, ex-CEO Cubby Duck, who had me kicked out of the hospital, causing me serious lung damage, had me falsely charged to prevent anything legal on him or anyone else at that hospital or doctors for the crimes that they are criminally and negligently committing with criminal intent and not having to prove anything. Damage is done, time is bought. The full right side of my head is completely and totally gone. The damage, the deforming, the trauma that I've been through, this is finished. I am also the end of my bloodline. I am blind now in my right eye. I cannot see out of my right eye except for just blur. So, damage is done. I am 52 years old. I am a police revenge, full physical identity theft victim. This is how people are disappearing in Canada, being trafficked, being framed, and being murdered and having it covered up. Police are using inmates, ex inmates, junkies who they cannot and will not touch, arrest because they are co committing and accomplices with and for them. The ones in Napanee known as the Hardy Boy Gang, Dale Hartwick, Tony Anthony Hearns, and I'm going to show you all their pictures. Blair Frederick Hardy, Bill Waldridge, or the one known as Bill Waldridge. He's also Hells Angels Ontario chapter captain, allegedly, too. Tyler Teabag Lake, Jason Gimpy Two-Step Van Alstyne, Ray LeBlow, a Burt Hustler. These are all co-offenders, drug traffickers, gang stalkers, and guilty of my identity theft, guilty of torture crimes, guilty of murdering my dog, guilty of attempted murder on me with intent to commit, for free drugs, for immunity, and for drop charges in Napanee. This is how the slave trafficking, the human trafficking, the disappearances of a lot of people are happening, along with murders. Full physical identity theft to me over the course of 5 fucking years. And it happened because I spoke OPP crimes, and that's the only reason. Revenge, retaliation, while they are sitting back, buying time, and this is being done to me while they are guilty of murdering the Wood bloodline by doing this to me because I am the end of mine. And doctors are criminally and negligently involved, 100% revenge, retaliation, because of the lies put against me and everything else preventing me medical help. Assuring this took place to me. One way or another, cops are going to end up, you're going to end up with murder charges. This is done with criminal negligence and intent. Murder for the police name, murder charges for the doctor's name, murder charges for the Hardy Boys, even though they are above the law and they are the ones that own the cops, doctors, the justice of the peace, and are running Napanee. This is why they're untouchable. They run the drug trafficking, they run the human trafficking, sex slavery, and they run the murders, having homicides covered up is suicides, having homicides covered up is drug overdoses, and it's not true. They're falsifying death records to keep cops and everybody else above suspicion for the murders that they are guilty of. Spencer Mills 14716 and Stacy, the mental health worker, had Bill Woldridge and Blair Hardy murder my mother. They also had Tyler Lake and Ray LeBlow torture and murder my dogs. That's the guy known as Bill Woldridge. He has many alias names: Bill Woldridge, Bill Cooldridge, Bill Delarosable, Robert Cross, James Bubbles. He also thinks that he is me, Chris Wood, and he also thinks that he is Harry Potter and believes that we were switched at birth. He was stalking my mother before he killed her and was calling my mother mom. Highly psychotic, highly delusional, and this is why OPP are buying time and using these pieces of shit. Dale Hartwick. These are the gang stalkers and the ones that are untouchable and aiding OPP in their crimes in Napanee. Jason Gimpy Two-Step Van Alstyne, he is guilty of multiple murders. He is guilty of financial theft and frauds. He's a stroke victim, but he's also very dangerous. He is a crackhead, crack-fed piece of shit. This is one Ray LeBlow. He is a child groomer. He's also guilty of murdering, torturing, and murdering my dog Run in 2023 March with Tyler Lake. This is a picture of some of the deforming that's been done to my skull. Just some of it. This isn't even the worst part. And this was called a delusional hallucination through doctors who then return called me a retard for this. It's sad that I actually have to do this kind of shit because of what's been done to me and who it's been done from. My skull has been completely split. I have shown it and proven it. Complete total deforming, and I have not been able to do a damn thing about it. While having my fucking identity completely and totally changed while being mutilated. How it's being done because the lies against me about being a suicidal self-harmer, and it's not true in any way, shape, or form. Not true. I don't harm myself, and I sure the fuck am not suicidal. I've been trying to save my life and my bloodline. Lies cast against me. Lies about drugs I do not do that I am against. I've lost too many friends and family from this shit. Back at one point in time, I did do drugs, yes, but not since 2012. I've been clean. I don't even drink alcohol. Lies about long psychological record and history that I do not have. Lies about long criminal record and history that I do not have. And nobody has to prove anything. All it took is Stacy going to Lenox and Addington County General Hospital and talking to her girlfriend, and the cops talking to them and casting their lies, using their badges, positions, their credentials, casting their lies, and then getting me medically blacklisted to prevent me help, having me falsely charged to prevent me help, in an attempt to try to turn this around and criminalize me, that it was like it was me doing this because of the bullshit lies, to prevent me help, to prevent me proof. My legal rights, my medical rights, my human rights have been taken from me. And this is why and how OPP and the rest of the pieces of shit are getting away with this. I hope you're fucking happy by doing this to me, because I spoke up and tried to save lives from police, from the human trafficking and the homeless exploitation, for monetary gain through the Morning Star mission. Spencer Mills showing up at my door with threats, intimidations, being stalked, being made to be homeless for a full year in their attempt to try to turn this around, to try to make this look and seem like it's me, like it's a mental problem. I don't fucking think so. I don't fucking think so. $22,000 extortion to have these pieces of shit arrested for what they've done. Being surrounded, hands on guns through OPP. I look absolutely nothing like I did when this first started, and I can 100% prove it. 100%. I have been prevented treatment and help from 3 hospitals, from Napanee, from Kingston, and from Belleville. And every one, I seen your file, falsified file at that, because prior to 2019 being shot, I had not been to a hospital or a doctor in approximately 7 to 10 years. I was doing good mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. I was helping myself, getting physically better. I was helping others. I was doing good. I did have an IQ of 150. It wasn't much, but it was a little. And a lot of the times, because of me getting hypoxia, being completely and totally injured, I have problems thinking. I have problems putting sentences together. Now, why OPP are so successful in Napanee with their crimes is because they're using these pieces of shit. Bill Waldridge, like I said, the one that has the many aliases name, I also believe that he is a possible Harvard wanted inmate as well. Stephen Maven or Maven, because that is one of the alias names he does have, plus the Bill Waldridge, Bill Coolidge, Bill Delarosable, James Bubbles, Robert Cross, and Harry Potter. I am the victim of 5-year revenge retaliation. I am the victim of full brain injuring, body mutilations, and full physical identity theft by homosexual, gang stalking, sex slavery cops and their accomplices. Public beware, murdered and missing, how it's happening, identity thefts, identity frauds, slave trafficking, and murders that are being done and covered up through cops, doctors, and their gang stalking ex inmate pieces of shit junkies who they cannot and will not touch because they can implicate them in their crimes. Damage with me is done. And you are guilty of murdering the Wood bloodline by doing this to me. Bill Waldridge, Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, Jason Manalstein, Dale Hartwick, Tony Hearns, Bert the Hitman Hustler, who is allegedly an ex NHL hockey player for the Philadelphia Flyers and the Hartford Whalers. He is a pill trafficker. There is also a Robert Barry and his boyfriend Robert, who are also committing sex assaults, is an AIDS victim and is spreading his disease. They're guilty of drug trafficking, guilty of lacing fentanyl to commit overdoses to murder victims so they can use that narrative. It was just another junkie drug addict or whatever the case may be that bought bad drugs and they died from it. It's being done with intent. Beware. This is how OPP are trafficking, framing, and murdering. The lies, the time buying damages are done.